Hello everyone and welcome back to Game 3, the decider here in the PGL North American Bucharest Major Qualifiers. It is do or die for these two teams. They met earlier in Star Ladder where Animal Planet took the 3-game series 2-1. This time around OpTic looking for some vengeance. Perhaps the bigger of the two tournaments. This one a major, the other a minor. So if there's definitely a series you want to win, it's more so this one than the other. And we'll get ourselves into it. Tralf joining me once again. Definitely seeing some adjustments, picks, bans in the draft, some kind of recurring heroes, the Sand King, the Undying getting banned out here in game number 3 as kind of this meta develops between these two teams, now playing their 6th game in a row.
Yeah, and I've seen Animal Planet ban out the Elder Titan a lot, but it actually gets first picked here now that it's not in one of the bans, so something different here for OpTic's opening with the Elder Titan and the Disruptor. I'm interested to see, first of all, who's playing this Elder Titan, whether it's 3-3 or Zion the offlane. I've seen Zai play Elder Titan a lot, and I know he likes that hero. And yeah, so that should be a fun combo to see. I had something I was going to totally say about last game, and it just totally slipped my mind, so forget about that.
It's all good. Got a new game, new picks as well. OpTic, Disruptor, Elder Titan, completely new duo. Be interesting to see how these two fare. Definitely feels like a lot of bans targeted towards the supporting cast. 5 of the 6 are onto those support heroes, and OpTic say that's fine. We'll bust out Disruptor. PPD playing Undying. He's played a mix of things. The AA going back to game number 1, so it does feel like there is some level of flexibility when it comes to these openings.
Oh, I remember. Shout out to whoever in chat was saying that it was really PPD's mastermind that gave up the first series today because this is the major, so he's giving up that one for
the big
his guard down, to make them let their guard down so that they can wipe him in this series. Very smart.
Even gave them game 1 as well, to really boost their confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He's on it. He's playing for the long haul here, but as it stands, this is the must-win game. So they finally get the Elder Titan you kind of talked about, saying Zai can play in the offlane or can be played as a support. Definitely one of those kind of underrated, perhaps underpicked heroes. It feels like in either of those two roles. Very successful when it has been picked up. And as for Animal Planet, similar, identical opening. Sand King Puck, the same two heroes as last game.
Yeah, I think it is. Just to touch on the Elder Titan again too, one of the good things about playing heroes that teams don't play against often is that it's hard for players to sometimes gauge how much a hero can do when you don't play against it all the time. When you play against heroes that are popular, you know what their capabilities are, you know what they can get away with, you know what they're going to try to go for. But when you play against a hero that's, maybe you've played against it before, you obviously know what their spells do and whatnot, but when you're not used to playing against it, it's hard for you to kind of mentally gauge how much damage can be done. So for instance, the Elder Titan, it's not a niche, or it's more of a niche hero rather. And say it's played in the offlane, if you get a really good spirit, and I'm sure Zai's played a lot, but you start your spirit on as far away from you as you can in the opposite direction. So say are they? I always forget this. Are they Dire or Radiant?
They are Dire. They've got the Dire throne behind them. So.
Yeah, sometimes I think because it's lower on the screen, that means Radiant anyway.
Yeah.
So say he's starting on Dire offlane and he throws it up to his Ancients. He gets that. He moves it up to one camp, to the left camp, and then it comes back and it hits maybe another camp and a creep wave and 2 heroes. He's hitting for almost 200 damage. And sometimes it's hard to gauge oh my god, he's hitting so hard. Why is this happening? You put yourself in a weird spot because you just don't expect it. These things happen a lot to players when they're not used to playing against certain heroes. So it's just kind of the surprise of it, really, that can kind of catch players off guard.
You're an Elder Titan player then?
I really do love Elder Titan.
Nice.
But
can you still do the thing where you refresh your current damage if you just do a very quick spirit? Okay. That was one of the really cool things.
Yeah, if you get a really huge one, if you just touch somebody for a second before the cooldown goes, it has to be before the next the duration of the buff ends.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, we'll see. Clockwork picked up by OpTic Gaming, so definitely will be an offlane Elder Titan or Clockwork, presuming nothing crazy, which I don't think we'll be seeing a CCNC Clockwork or something. So both these heroes, I'd say, more traditionally, at least recently, known for their 4th position play. So perhaps suggesting that it will be that offlane Elder Titan you talked about. We'll definitely need to see strong supports against an Elder Titan lane.
I have seen Zai play a lot of Clock as well in the off lane, and I know it's a hero he's comfortable with, so they can probably... This might even be an instance where they don't know yet which is going to be off lane, and they can kind of play around that based off of what Animal Planet's draft, or how they conclude their draft, so... We'll see. I know Peter is a captain that he likes to keep his options open. A long time ago when we saw Mirana picked up in the meta, like first all the time, like first two, this was a long time ago, and it was picked as a core or a support or offlane. I mean, it was a very flex pick. He specifically has said he liked picking that hero because you can change it. Like you can maybe have it in your mind that you're going to play it mid, but you can change it to whatever you want. And I know that Peter's a captain that likes flexibility.
Dazzle picked up by Animal Planet. Good support against the ET or potential Clockwork, do you think? Or what's kind of the idea with the Dazzle pick?
I actually don't think it's great against those heroes. I don't know. It's generally a good hero. Obviously, it depends on what they pair it up with in terms of cores. Like, obviously, Huskar is great with them and whatnot. Heroes that can utilize the Grave to its fullest potential. Not just delaying the inevitable, but actually turning things around. But typically against Clock, if it is an offlane, or even if it isn't an offlane, you want heroes that can deal with cogs in a more effective manner. Rubik is considered a pretty good hero against Clock. So I mean, I'm interested to see what they have. Usually when you pick up Dazzle, you have a certain core hero in mind. I was thinking maybe a DK, but they actually banned it out themselves.
The other one that at least the Chinese scene used to a lot was Terrorblade. Grave with Sunder, always like some very strong synergy there.
Yeah, Terrorblade might be a little bit iffy. A, they just played and lost with it, so there's like that mental aspect of it. And B, it's kind of hard playing against a Disruptor and Elder Titan.
Yeah.
Kind of dangerous, but yeah, that is true. I have seen that combo.
It feels like a game where you want to BKB on your carry. Against ET with the Stomp, the Ultimate Disruptor, similar thing. Clockwork, Shadow Fiend Ultimate. Clockwork has a stun to go through the BKB, but definitely feels like a kind of credential for your carry this game. They get the TA from mid. Interesting. So they want that against the Shadow Fiend. One of the few heroes that seems to still be able to match up against this newly buffed Shadow Fiend with all the bonus raised damage that you get. Having the refraction, definitely one of the better mids equipped to fight an SF mid.
Yeah, see, I'm on the train, especially after the change. I think Shadow Fiend beats TA now straight up. And addition to that, like he's gonna have the Clockwork cogs to work with level 1, so he's gonna be, rolling out to the lane with plus however many souls they can fit in that amount of time, and so he's already gonna have a huge advantage. And yeah, I think Shadow Fiend is absolutely insane right now, and I think these matchups where you've seen him struggle before, like Shadow Fiend versus Co-op before, Co-op would kind of take that one, and Shadow Fiend versus TA. Sometimes I still think that was somewhat more even than people would be led to believe, but I think now I do think Shadow Fiend wins that. Very, very strong hero now with the raised buffs, but yeah, like I said, with the Clock helping him out, this is such a strong combo, and people are still doing it.
Yep. Alrighty, well, we'll see OpTic's final pick after Animal Planet. They need to pick up their carry here, something to fight against that Clockwork Elder Titan, something that also perhaps is a good matchup for Shadow Fiend, and also saying that doesn't get countered by whatever OpTic Gaming might last pick. So very difficult last pick for Ritsu here, and we'll see what he may go for.
Now that I think about it, I actually really don't like the TA pick. I just don't. For one, you're up against a Shadow Fiend with extra souls at the beginning. Two, if you look at your supports, it's not like they can really help you that much. Like maybe Sand King can roam around if the wave is on your hill and maybe get a stun off, and then what? Like you scare him with your face? I don't know. I don't think you can really do anything to him. Dazzle certainly can't help. Maybe he can start mid with the poison touch. It just doesn't seem like he can benefit from supports helping him that much. Yeah. And if he can't benefit from supports, then I don't expect him to win on his own anyway. And then you have a whole another problem past the laning stage where, I mean, if you look at the heroes, Elder Titans, these have a rough friggin' time against these heroes. And like you said, these players on Animal Planet need to buy BKB.
Yep.
And TA obviously can buy BKB, but it's not one of your first items to go to.
Oh, Venge for Ritsu. I think we saw this once earlier today or yesterday, I want to say, against Vici Gaming. I remember seeing him thinking, oh, that's not really a Ritsu hero, but he managed to pull out the win there. So something that Animal Planet feel they can put Ritsu on when they need maybe more of an early to mid-game centric carry. And then Terrorblade in response. Not a good matchup for a Venge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the Venge. I'm not really sold on the Terrorblade. But outside of the Terrorblade, I really like OpTic's draft. Obviously, the illusions are very annoying for. I think this is a really rough TA game, unless he has a really just like a start like just get steroids at the beginning with a couple kills and whatnot. Like, I just don't see TA having a very easy time this game. We'll see if Terrorblade gets a free farm game, then it could be really difficult. But I mean, last game Terrorblade got a free farm game and like a really good Terrorblade game and couldn't pull out the win. I mean, there's obviously so many other factors involved, but we'll see. Last time I did watch that game where Ritsu was playing Venge, and they totally sacked him that game. I don't expect him to do this game, but he was basically an offlane Venge and like had the lowest, like very very low farm in the mid game. It was not pretty, at least for the first stage of the game. But we'll see. I don't expect him to sack him with this kind of draft.
Yeah, it does not feel like the plan going into it. Yeah, interesting. The puck going to be offlane, so Moon going to be handling that one. A change up from the previous game, but we'll see how he fares against a Terrorblade. Not the most difficult hero in the Terrorblade. The Disruptor is going to be the hero that could be very pesky to deal with this time around. So we'll hop ourselves into game number 3 and see what is in store here. The winner advances to the next stage of the group stage. I think the loser isn't knocked out, at least. Starladder was single elimination. The qualifiers here are GSL group stage, so essentially double limb group. So that means there will be a second chance for whoever loses in this game. And here we go. Free souls for Shadow Fiend. Oh, they messed it up.
Who was that on? I think it was PPD. He went to the...
Yeah, he skipped the right one and went one too far down, it looked like.
Did he go 5 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock or whatever?
Yeah.
I guess not 12, but...
You know, he's not a core play. He's not picked up for his precision clicking. That's not his expectation. 5-man smoke from Adam Planet. This is definitely, I feel like, every time I see a clock SF on the other team in my pubs, I'm like, go and grab their runes. Like, I just run to the enemy bounty rune, set up on the high ground or something, because you know they're going to take a long time to move out. There's going to be 2 heroes at most on the map, and Animal Planet are taking over this dire high ground here, potentially setting up for a wraparound.
I don't know if they are cognizant of this, but I think if you're going for the souls on Shadow Fiend early on with clock, I don't think you even go for the rune, because most teams are aware of this, and if you die at the beginning from some smoke gank or whatever set up at level 1, it just totally basically nullifies the whole cogs thing. So it looks like they actually are backing off, and it might not matter. But yeah, did they smoke for that too? I think they did, right?
He smoked and got a ward down, which will not set up any kills. Looks like Moon was hoping to maybe snag a bounty rune, scare off the enemy, but OpTic brought all 4 heroes. And they get 2 runes while doing the cogs on SF, but... And he got 12 souls. Normally, sometimes you see 15, but they wanted to get the bounty rune as well. So instead of going for that extra cogs, they secure a bounty rune.
I think that's smart, because you're going to get the extra souls on your own anyway, right? You don't need all of them.
He did 1 more cogs.
Alright. Well, and he cogs the creep wave in too, so it's back a little bit more in his hills. Okay. Couldn't ask for a better start, at least early on, for Shadow Fiend, on a hero that I still think actually wins this matchup naturally anyway. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Normally the answer people talk about, like, alright, gank the SF, like, level 1, level 2, take away those souls, but Dazzle not really a ganking support.
Exactly.
Sanking going to help out top for now, and it feels like he needs to be there if Venge is playing in the offlane, so it's going to be a tough game for Brawl on the mid-TA.
I think it's not even just in the laning stage. I think it's going to be a tough game for Brawl on the TA all game.
Yeah.
Unless he had, like I said, a raving start, tons of stacks, just destroying his lane, I don't see him... We'll see. I know he loves this hero. This is probably his favorite hero. And we'll see if he can make something happen.
TP sanking down bottom. It looks like Moon's plan is to TP up top. As PPD starts nuking him down. We'll see the lane rotations come, or perhaps not. Moon just hugging out. Has picked up a Bassi rune. Bassi ring. It's mid lane. Brielle starting to tank some raises. He has not got refraction. 1 more long raise could come from CCNC. He's not going to go for him either. I think he could have actually gotten the kill there. CCNC not going to land as the salve does get popped there. Perhaps could have chased a bit further and gotten the kill. But either way, he's crushing this mid lane. 1 CS for Brielle. Lane has been heavily lost.
Yeah, it's not fun. They really need to rely on getting some stacks for him. And then making sure, in addition to that, that they don't get warded and deward appropriately. But yeah, I don't like the support pairing if you're going to pick a TA like this. I think TA needs help mid, especially with what you've seen. But as I outlined before and as you touched on, the supports just don't feel like they can really help.
Definitely not the best. Sanking level 1 stun, not the greatest. Not the worst, but definitely not an easy ganking tool. Stomp coming up top, going to hit 2. 3-3 on the ET, plus 30 damage. He's just going to chase down Kitrak. He may have wanted to have gone for the TP there. He may pay for it now as a result. TP's now, and this may be too late. One more right click. Ooh, didn't get it in time. Don't think he would have killed him. He didn't have the bonus damage anymore, but either way, seeing the dominance of this Elder Titan here in the early game.
Bottom Metamorphosis bottom. They recognize that Aoi doesn't have neither a stun nor a sandstorm, and he will be okay, actually. Getting rather low, and Pycat does pop the meta and pops a salve as well, so no harm, no foul in this bottom lane here.
We managed to cancel the clarity of PPD as well there. Very low on health, but good play from him. And then salves up, so makes this bottom lane a bit more playable now. No Metamorphosis soon, as well as no mana on this Disruptor. It does feel like OpTic may need to reset a bit.
Some good last hitting in mid by Bryle. CCNC was unable to get the entire last wave denied at all, which is crazy to think that he's naturally hitting for over 100 damage. Bryle doing a very, very good job about lasting that, and that kind of little stuff matters. I know Grant loves watching last hitting in mid lanes, and I'm the same way. It's really fun to watch just the little idiosyncrasies of players in the mid lane and what they do and little changes. Oh, this could be a refraction is ending right now. He doesn't have one for one more second. He should be fine though. Yeah, he pops that.
CCNC sees the recast and doesn't even go for the kill. I mean, to be fair to TA, with level 2 refraction, she gets up to over 100 damage as well, so that's comparable to SF.
That's true.
You know, it's pretty even damage output at that point, at least a single right click, so it does become doable even when SF has those early souls. And we'll see where the next moves are going to be from Animal Planet AUI. Lurking around this bottom lane, but it doesn't really feel like there's any easy kills for him on any lane. The SF is constantly protected by Elder Titan. TB, maybe the kill to go for with Disruptor actually vacating this lane.
Yep, Elder Titan. I'd like to see either Elder or... I don't think it really should be Clock, but I'd like to see an Orb of Venom on him as well. This makes him a lot... Like when he's hitting for so much damage, if he's able to slow them just a little bit too, it feels like a lot more. But obviously he's not made of money, and he has to get what he can.
Orb of Venoms are expensive, man.
Yeah, it is.
Ever since that item got removed from the side shop, it feels like you either buy it at level 1 on a 4 or it just doesn't get bought at all. It's kind of almost been pseudo-removed from the game.
Yeah, it's still quite good. Like, if you're able to get it really early in the laning phase and ferret it out before your mid needs the career, it's still imperative in my opinion in some situations, but yeah, I agree with you. It does feel kind of crappy that you just can't buy it from the side shop anymore.
It used to feel great buying on a lot of carries. You're like, I really want to bully or zone this off laner, but in fact, you have to take the career from mid. It only really works in some games. Bottom lane, they are going for the kill on Moon here. PPD does not have... okay, there we go. Gets the point in the glimpse. Brings him back, level 2 glimpse, and that will barely be enough rage here, but he still orbs away from the metamorphing TB. Nicely done.
You know, the one that feels the worst is really the phase boots, because they're so frequently picked up by carries.
Yeah.
And that having to wait the whole, 900 gold or whatever to buy them from all the way from home, it just feels terrible.
So many traditional phase boots carries now just get treads instead of.
Yeah.
Just like, alright, oh, brown boot. I mean, I think that's the big talk is like, people just stick on brown boots. Why upgrade your boots? Just keep them simple, spend your money elsewhere.
That's right.
Other than like what, the Jugs still get their phase boots, but
Jugs, maybe Gyros,
Lifestealers perhaps.
Yeah,
actually,
like
Lifestealer treads.
That's a situation where I'd actually rather get treads now because of it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Here we go, mid lane. ET rotating in from behind. Could be able to set up a kill here. Clockwork in the neighborhood as well. That's a level 5 Zai Clockwork rotating away from top, and Kitrak. Definitely a kill if they want to go for him, but no, they want to go for Bryle. They want the big boy. He tries to dodge the stomp in the middle of the two, but doesn't quite manage to do it, and Bryle graved up here. They need to make sure they finish him off. He's going to refraction. No, he doesn't. He burns the mana thanks to the cogs. They barely get that kill, and they manage to play it perfectly to get both. Well done by OpTic Gaming.
This is when you're going to be pretty fierce if you're a mid laner. Like, you already gave me a... This is already a terrible matchup against the guy that starts with all these souls, and now the level 5 offlaner is running around trying to kill me too. no way worse to start that really than first blood for the SF and then an additional kill, and your tower is being pressured. Whew.
It's especially.
And if you look at the draft too,
oh,
like if you look at the draft too, it's like, do they really win late game? I don't think it's even close. I don't think it's even close.
And TA is not known for being like that amazing late game scaling hero. Like SFTB, on the other hand, pretty damn good. I was going to say it's pretty shit because you're not expecting that clock to move mid when it's not like Zai's getting zoned out. He had
exactly.
free XP pre-farm, but Zai's just like, no, I don't want to stay here. I'm level 5, not even going to wait my level 6. Perhaps he had the right idea leaving top because there is a gank coming his way.
He's hookshot away maybe?
He's got the mana for it if he pops his stick. Yeah. He needs to pop his stick and go for it. He pops the cogs instead and he's juked him.
Even better.
Yeah. He can head home, TP out, and find a hookshot somewhere.
Actually done. Yeah. He knew that he had to make some kind of play like that because the swap was just going to come out. There's a stomp in mid. This 3-3 is hanging around here for a little bit longer.
PPD going to get the double damage rune and try and trade hits with Moon here, which is initially not going so great until the Elder Titan shows up. And yeah, he's going to glimpse him back. Moon, nicely done. Times the orb so he can actually jaunt away out post-glimpse.
Yeah, that's a hard kill to get. No mana on ET, but keeping him honest, as I say. Making sure he's got to do something and run away and waste his time. Pycat, he did cast meta. Just, did he mean to do that? I don't know if he was trying to gank anybody or run after the puck, but he just cast it. Maybe he just wants to push this bottom tower, but
very early it feels like, because puck's TPing right back in already. ET is here as well as Disruptor. They just shrined up, so they're fully stocked as far as mana goes. Dire Glyph going to try and protect the top tier 1 tower. I think they know their top lane's being pushed, so they feel like they should be able to get this tower down bottom, or at least a kill. PPD not going for the glimpse immediately, and Moon, it looks like maybe able to defend this bottom lane. Zai at top got very low himself. Looks like any hope for him to defend is gone, and it's mid lane, in fact, that OpTic get. SF bullying this TA even further. Does get denied, which is
that's good.
A small consolation prize. Nice dodge from Moon at bottom, dodges the stomp, and now they're going to TP in. Now he's got a stun here. Could get the Elder Titan, goes for it. Moon no orb for a couple of seconds. Going to go for the coil out instead, buy him some time, and Moon should be able to get this kill. There we go. Tower defended, kill secured.
I think OpTic's spending way too much time in this bottom lane trying to force something that's just clearly not going to happen. It's really hard to get a kill on puck with these kind of heroes. I just don't think it's going to happen unless you get Clockwork in the mix. Even then, it's still kind of hard unless you have like a Disruptor ulti. I don't see it happening very easily. A big stack being taken by CCNC. In the meantime, they're actually going to go onto the Disruptor. Maybe they can make something happen.
Well, they get that first kill. Are we now going to pay the price for it? And possibly Moon as well. 2 kills for CCNC. Not only does he get the stack, but he gets the kills.
Oh my god, that's so much farm for him.
Yeah.
He has 10 minutes. Book's coming out. There's a regen waiting for him bottom. Woo! He's having the start of his life.
That's been a pretty good start for Ritsu's Venge. He's not SF levels of farm, but you don't really consider a Venge a hero that keeps up with an SF. So 4.7k net worth there. Looks to be rushing a Hurricane Pike. Hook shot in on mid. Uh-oh, they found the TA. Swaps away. Bryo's still going to go down. CCNC chasing with the drums here. Wants Ritsu. That's a big kill if he can get it. Doesn't look like that's going to be possible. That annoying Vengeance aura popping an illusion onto CCNC as well. As we will see.
It's just going to get worse, man. Like, this is just not a TA game at all. And they had one stack. I think he just took it as something got pinged out right there. I saw a double stack there on the left side of the Ancients, but I mean, he just died, so whatever he got, it's kind of nullified. Going towards that blink rush, but a rush is really not the word for it. It's going to be pretty late.
And Venge not really a hero you think, alright, TA's doing poorly, we've got this Venge to carry the game. Now, if it's like an anti-mage, a Morphling, you're like, alright, we've got this big late game carry, but it is a Venge. It is a kind of tempo carry.
I guess their thinking was, TA negative armor, Venge negative armor, we can Roche and maybe snowball off of that, but it's hard. And even then, if you start to snowball, like, how do you push into a Clockwork, Elder Titan, Disrupt? Like, it's really hard to push into that. So you'd have to either go for a super all-in lineup that wins all your lanes, like a Pugna lineup with pushes and Shakiro or whatever.
Nice little game.
Or you take... Nice. Sorry, I missed that. Or you take the other route where you say, I'm just going to... Okay, screw the lanes, we're obviously going to lose them and go for a super late game. But they have, like, neither. It's, like, in between.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a kill on the Moon, it looks like. He walks into a Static Storm now, so... They find a TB, but they do lose a core, and OpTic are chasing for more. CCNC once. Ritsu cannot cancel this TP on his own, but the Glimpse can. As Ritsu gets caught by a long-range Glimpse. PPD did not need it for that first kill. That's basically, end of the day, better for OpTic, it feels like. Getting a 2-for-1 trade. Carry for carry. Oh, hookshot top. They've found Kitrak. OpTic do not have a cogs here for Zai. There we go. Pops the magic stick and should be able to get this kill. 3-for-1 now across the board.
Really nicely done there by Zai. I mean, he was able to buy at least. He got boots finally. 13-minute boots, buys a home as well. How are we looking on Aui's farm? I'm looking for signs of life here, but even then, Aui's just very, very far away from his blink as well. Yeah, it's hard. Ritsu just got ganked and died. They just lost a bottom tower. It really has to... I think they have to play around Roshan. They need to get, like, one item from TA, smoke Roshan, then fight or something. But, I mean, just playing this game standard is not going to win you this game. You do not have better late game. You lost, like, almost all your lanes. It's very, very difficult.
Like, they made that kill onto the Terrorblade with, like, a quick smoke pick, but they don't turn it into a tower. It doesn't really progress them towards any key items as well. It does feel like those blinks are still quite far away. Like, it's definitely a scenario where it's like, alright, they're off to a rough start, but if they had a blink on Sand King, a blink on Puck, you know, they can start making some plays happen. But it feels like without smoking up and going all in on one hero, they actually struggle to find kills right now. See where to next. CCNC's got his Sanjab, so he's just looking to get that health before he even gets the Yasha. 1720 health. He's going to be moving incredibly fast as well once he completes that SMY. Definitely concerning.
Yeah, man, the 40 movement speed talent, always fun. It's cool because of the way SF walks. It's like he struts. It's like, yeah. I love the way that hero moves.
It's definitely a fun hero to see in the meta right now. Was that a blind hookshot it looked like?
Something. I don't know.
He saw the Ancients moving. I mean, I don't know what actually caused the Ancients to move. Was it a trap or something? Not sure. Anyways, maybe it was the wave from the Venge from Ritsu. OpTic have smoked up. Hookshot being committed as well. Moon's just trying to creep skip some waves. He's behind a tier 1 tower. No waves coming out just yet, but there will be one in a second, it looks like. OpTic are not going to connect at all here, and yeah, Moon should be able to safely take this wave out unless maybe a Disruptor TP catches him, but no attempts there.
And it does look like... Is he playing the blink first? No, he is going to... I like this better from TA. He's going for the Deso first. Aoi. Yep, they catch out the Elder. Be dead. He's actually going to ult. Doesn't want us done just yet. Wants to ensure that they can get this before he TPs. Yeah, and then, so just hiding his time. So nice pickup kill there for Bryle. Yeah, I think the Deso is much smarter. I think they need to get an item that deals damage so that they can Roche, and then from there look towards possible team fights. But I don't think they can fight before that. I think they really need Roche.
OpTic end up on the tier 2 tower pushing. It feels like they were trying to get the pick or some key kills before they got to this tier 2 tower, but definitely a bit of wasted time for them, and they lose an ET. End of the day, they're in a strong enough position that fighting into this Terrorblade SF is just not on the cards for Animal Planet. They don't really have the items. They don't have the farm. No Blink Daggers up just yet. This should be... Yeah, it is a free tier 2 tower for Pycat.
Yep. So SNY is very close to being completed again for Shadow Fiend. Probably the same build as we've seen. SNY, BKB, very, very strong here. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
The thing I fear is if OpTic get to Roche first. Like, I think Animal Planet have to utilize an Aegis to... so, there's a glimpse up on the Kitrak, and he will fall.
Can Zai catch anyone else?
Yeah.
Let's go to hookshot. Catches Ritsu.
Oh. And
the Cogs is there. They do bring down Kitrak, of course, the free kill. They can break out of this Cogs, which they may just opt to do so. Zai does not have
3 seconds.
If it was, maybe with a +1, they could have chased for that glimpse, but they didn't actually have much damage between the Clock and Disruptor. And they will just settle for the Dazzle kill. Well, Moon's Blink Dagger, I believe, coming... Is that on the Courier? So he's managed to just get some alone time, get his farm on, finish his Blink. Aui's trying to do the same in the jungle. He's at 1,300 gold. So we could see Animal Planet get 2-3 Blink Daggers up in quick succession. If they win a fight, get a Roche, and suddenly this game can swing very quickly in their favor.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But like, yeah, it is scary though if OpTic does get the Roche, because I mean, Aegis is really strong on them as well. SF dies, he comes back. He's really, really tanky. Obvious reasons, Terrorblade. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to put the Aegis on the Terrorblade, but still. He's got a Manta actually now if he wants it. The courier's flying out to the secret shop. Yeah, things are looking good here for OpTic.
Yep. They want to make sure they're the ones taking this Roche perhaps before Animal Planet do. So if they can find a pick or a good smoke, or even just walk on in before Animal Planet get this second and third Blink Dagger, they may just try and secure themselves Roche. For now, they are just focused more on pushing out some of these lanes and getting those first level of items up.
Smoke up from Animal Planet. Seems a little early. You have an Owie that's very, very close to a Blink, yet they wanted to smoke now. Of course, there is a Deso up on the TA, but I really feel like Deso Blink is what they really need.
They've got level 2 swap.
Swap's done. Here we go.
CCNC going to get burst down here. No escape for him. He gets taken out. They get the coil on the backlines. That gets PPD. Does Moon have any follow-up? Doesn't look like it. Elder Titan looking for the puck. He gets the stomp right next to the sides. The hookshot gets blocked by PPD's Disruptor, and Moon may still be able to find a way out of this one. No, he doesn't. Bursted down by Zai with the Battery Assault and PPD's help. Puck for an SF. Nice kill there in mid. He just got the level 2 swap. He like that last creep that got killed gave him level 12.
Nice. And very quick stun there by the Sand King as well. And what really sealed the deal was honestly that Kitrak heal. That did like the majority of that damage. He was heal bombing onto like 6 different units and just trucked him down. I think if he didn't get that huge heal bomb off, they could have maybe turned at least with an ultimate to keep them all low and slowed and whatnot. Buy some time for a Clockwork Hook or what have you. But that heal bomb from Kitrak was really, really clutch.
Worry of a possible Roche. OpTic keeping TB illusions around that pit when possible. Even rocket flares flying over, so they know that if Animal Planet get the chance to, they will bring Roche down in no time at all. TA Deso, Venge Wave, very easy Roche potential for them. And we'll see where OpTic go next. As for Animal Planet, keeping the top lane pushed out, they want to try and keep OpTic in this top lane as much as possible, away from the mid, the bottom, Roche. The more you can pressure this top lane, the easier it makes your life as far as getting information about where your opposing heroes are.
Sand King now has his Blink, trying to go on him. They actually do catch it. Oh, they missed the hook shot on top of it. Might not matter, though. He does get swapped out, and he'll be okay for the time being.
And now they're going to see Zai trapped in the cogs here. Breaks his way out. It does look like both teams will disengage without casualty here. Tried to time that hook, couldn't quite do it. They did a good job just getting vision of him for that glimpse, but looks like OpTic unfortunately will not get any kills out of it.
Yeah, they're actually pinging out right now. There's a ward, but they don't have vision there. So whether he was
it the Spirit maybe? I don't think he had the Thunderstrike on him. I could just be blind.
Yeah, I didn't think he did either. Maybe he did. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was a Clockwork rocket that was lingering or something.
That's perhaps likely. Either way, Metamorph was used, so there is a 60-70 second window where Animal Planet could look to press forward, take an objective, a tower, Roshan, force a fight. They've got blinks here. They've got a smoke on Sand King. It looks like he may be grouping up with at least a couple of his teammates to go for this smoke play. Does feel like now is a good time to try and make that move. No BKB on Shadow Fiend, no Metamorph on TB. Definitely Animal Planet potentially stronger in a team fight here if they can get the initiation.
Yeah, it all comes down to initiation right now, and unfortunately, Aui's not quite level 12, so he's still only got level 1 ulti. Oh, hookshot onto Ritsu.
Yep, they get the silence though, so he doesn't get the cogs pushback. Nicely played by Moon to protect Zai. CCNC throws the ultimate just for some little damage block here on the backlines. TB illusion finishes off Kitrak, and Pycat's got himself a double kill. Ritsu going down as well. AUI will get chased down. Great plays coming out defensively from OpTic Gaming there. Pycat just showing up with a reflection, some illusions, didn't need Metamorph. CCNC throws kind of a defensive Requiem, and OpTic come out on top.
Yeah. Very nicely done, and that's unfortunate. With Venge in the front lines, obviously, he's the core and no one can really help him. Best he can do is heal, Dazzle Grave, and what have you, but maybe he can swap the Dazzle in or something. yeah, great start. Great start to that fight. Doesn't look like it can quite Roche yet. Not exactly the best Roche on lineup without... I mean, maybe Shadow Fiend can get in there, but it looks like they don't want to do it just yet.
Some armor reduction, but yeah, I think there is that slight danger. Perhaps they don't feel good about it because of the vision, like a TA trap in there. They do sentries though, and one of them close to the pit, so they're instead looking for kills. You realize they're not going to get it, and Pycat says, well, I'll take a tier 1 tower. No backdoor protection on this bad boy. And down it goes to CCNC.
Yeah, well, with Terrorblade, you really want to kind of play on the outside of team fights. And like when you Roche's TB, they know exactly where you are, and your position's kind of compromised, unless you have like a Hurricane Pike or something like that, which I don't think he quite has yet. And no, he's not even going for that. So it kind of just telegraphs exactly where you are, and that's perfect for heroes like Puck and Sand King, even without their ultimates.
Alrighty, well, we'll see again if Animal Planet can make something happen while Metamorph is down. Last time they tried did not get the results they were hoping for. They really need to be the ones getting the jump themselves. AUI has a blink dagger, 3-man call into 3-man bar. AUI gets the perfect start to the fight here. They bring down the Elder Time, but Disruptor, PPD is there, gets 2 in the silence. Should be able to bring down the TA, but the Grave going to keep her alive a little bit longer. Buyback and a pause. Shower, be right back.
What?
Oh, Peter. Xylacking, CCNC. This is one of those pauses that just should never happen at a time like this, but, you know, sometimes you lag, your DC, PPD's ready. It definitely was nothing malicious about it, I'm sure, knowing these players, but...
Watch out for the Sand King. The Sand King is ready. It's about to go in.
He's got Blink in a couple of seconds. He is going to channel it now. Could hit a couple. Does he get the Shadow Fiend? You betcha. Moon blinks in as well, and Shadow Fiend goes down, and the TA survives through it all. She got the Blink out thanks to the Grave. And that was a convincing team fight for Animal Planet. That pause, if anything, helping out Animal Planet get a good initiation with Sand King. They timed the blinks with Sand King and Puck perfectly together, so...
Yeah. What that does is it calms you down. So, like, don't worry, I can do this and you can do that. Whereas if it's just kind of going streamlined and live, it's like, you kind of get scatterbrained just a little bit. Now, obviously, Aoi would have still epied and had done everything, but yeah, definitely could have changed a little bit. Yeah,
they may not have timed it with the Puck as nicely. Speaking of which, Puck barely blinking out away from a clockwork there, but nice little play there. Buys him some time. They're going to catch the Puck still. Battery into Cogs push. Ritsu will swap him back to safety as Moon even going to throw an orb down. He's trapped in some neutrals here. He goes in aggressively. Moon gets an Arcane Rune. That is some balls of steel from this man, as we'll see what happens next as the kind of standoff around this Roshan pick continues. If either team can win a fight convincingly enough, Roche will likely fall. Especially if Animal Planet can win one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and TA on her way to the BKB, which is really the stepping stone of her actually being really strong in these team fights. I don't know about you, but like this backpack, or not backpack, but the stash for me, it makes it look like that she's already bought it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's for you too, or if they've changed that, but it looks like she's bought it. So I saw that last game, I'm like, wow, Aoi has a blink and 2200 gold.
I think it takes some. I guess I just from observing games and casting, I'm kind of used to it, but it is a bit wonky.
Oh, okay.
We'll see where to next for these two teams as CCNC's BKB. You mentioned TA's important. SF, same thing. You really need this against Puck, Sand King. These heroes want to jump on top of you. If he had a BKB in that last fight, things could have been very, very different. Moving at top, has a Yules. Can he get away from this one? He's going to Yules offensively on the clockwork, try and buy himself in time. Dodges the hook shot. Zai will still chase after him. No, he won't get a Cogs push, as Puck did jaunt away. I didn't even realize he jaunted there as well. I was expecting him to come out and get hit by the Cogs, but it is OpTic unable to find this elusive Puck.
Yeah. Fortunate. Zai's had some good hooks and had some fortunate misses as well. He's got a great box score, 309. I hear a coil going on in mid. It's on the Elder Titan this time. Actually, a number of heroes.
Puck almost got decimated by the Terrorblade Metamorph, and SF's going to come and bring down the Sand King. Puck did get out to the north. They thought they had the ET. It looked like 3-3 was kind of legitimately on his own going for a rune there and almost got punished, but very quick rotations from OpTic turn it around, and they're actually going to go into the Roshan. With Metamorphosis used, they want to get something big out of it. Problem is, Puck's going to keep on throwing these nukes, so they need to be careful about how low they get. No BKB on Shadow Fiend.
I think if you just ult this, as soon as it starts to die, if you ult Roshan.
He's not going for it. Puck gets in there. The Disruptor does, and there SF gets the Aegis, but they're going to lose Pycat. They couldn't both pick up an Aegis. Bryle getting fairly low as well, trying to get himself out of there. BKB in the stash! Oh no, he can't actually BKB. And Ritsu also low in health as well. Bryle goes down to the Shadow Fiend. Ritsu tries to swap himself out of there, and unfortunately for Animal Planet, they couldn't quite contest that one in time. Really felt like they were going to be able to get in there. Zai made a good play, just hooking in, buying some extra time for his carries to finish Roshan, and that really made a big difference there.
Yeah, and the Disruptor ulti with the kinetic field as it was dying, it was a little bit late. I think someone was able to cast like something in there. It seems just a tad bit late, but
yeah,
still got it off. Got the nice glimpse back onto the TA. They didn't get credit for the kill, I don't think, but
Roshan actually went to the Radiant. I think it was the Puck nukes or something that got it.
SF snatched it.
Yeah. And we'll see Zai glimpse back as he burrows, like AUI. Bailey surviving Rocket Flare. Oh, nicely played. Zai gets him as the Grave wears off. Hook shots out of there. I don't know if Zai really needed to do that. He was pretty full health. Instead, it's going to be the Disruptor going down. Perhaps worried about... Well, I'm not sure what he's worried about. Venge respawning, I guess. But either way, OpTic's still in a pretty good position. Just trying to... Yeah, like hook him as he comes out and get him on like the drive-through or something. I don't know. Well, very neck and neck game 3. We've seen a couple closer games in this one as well as the last one. There were some one-sided affairs earlier when they played, but last game very close for the majority of the mid game. This time around, OpTic with a slight lead, but nothing to write home about.
And again, with CCNC's ability, he has this plate mail. I think this is just the second time we've seen just a casual plate mail, at least for the time being, but now he's going to go towards a butterfly. Certainly gives him a bit of armor against TA, but where he, would lose a bit in armor, he'd have a faster evasion. So it's kind of interesting to see that. But anyway,
here
Commander
comes Animal Planet, smoked up.
And Zyke finds this one, connects with that hook. I don't think there's any way out of this one. Oh, he does! He actually gets the blink out very, very quickly. Must be using Smart Cast, because that was super fast, whatever it's called.
He's still orbing. He's trying to get out to the south. Zai will be there nearby. Here comes teammates. They're smoked up here looking for this one. AUI comes in with a burst strike, gets CCT. Now the BKB Rec Room will probably deter any fight. Not sure they can do much. Ritsu's in the middle of all this. Not a place he wants to be against the BKB SF. And Moon trying to get out of there. Does manage to get the jaunt away on low health thanks to a Grave. Kitrak will not be so lucky, as Shadow Fiend will finish him off. 2 kills for OpTic Gaming.
Now, you can look at this two ways, as Moon baited his team into a bad fight, or his team should have never been there to begin with. I think it's B. I don't think he was just buying time. They could have been pushing out lanes. I mean, that was a long time that they were chasing him. And it seems like the entire time that could have been used for space was using to try to run towards him to save him.
I think the problem was they were already committed. Like, they grouped up at the mid-tier 3 tower and smoked. Like, they were like 4-man smoke towards our Puck. So they very much had this game plan. Like, Puck, sit in the trees, wait for us to get there. But what they didn't account for was him getting caught out. Like, he got caught out when they were not even at their shrine yet. So
well, then shame on you, Moon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not pointing fingers. It was like kind of just an unfortunate timing where it felt like the Puck's job was just to sit there and not get caught while the team smoked up.
BKB forced out from the glimpse of PPD. Ulti coming out from ET. He quickly dies, but this ult's going to do something.
Hookshot away. Zai does not land it and will be taken out as well. The BKB on Bryle helping set up a couple of kills for the team. So signs of life from Animal Planet as they get a couple quick kills.
Yep, and that lead is not growing tremendously here for OpTic, especially after that fight. It's really been neck and neck every single game we've seen. There's a Yule's combo up onto the very, I don't know what that was about. I don't know. Maybe they thought BKB was on cooldown, but very optimistic play. We'll just leave it at that. Not
the case here. Well, man, BKB charge used, down to 7 seconds. I guess you can call that a small victory. Not that SS one of those heroes, you get level 25, cooldown reduction, all your spell and item cooldowns just get so ridiculously short.
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have BKB. Bryle.
Oh, no. Oh.
He used it bottom 20 seconds away. He'll get Grave, but I think this may just buy some extra time. We'll see if he can get a blink off here. The chase is on. TP Illusions chipping away at him. He goes in for this. This may actually save his life, and PPD does not have a glimpse for a couple more seconds. He is chasing, looking for one. Near the trees goes the TA with a TP out, and it does look like they'll escape. Unharmed for now. Moon is the hero they want to go for. No vision just yet for a glimpse. Pikehead's still charging forward, but he will not find Moon Meander.
Okay, well, space created, and now he has his BKB ready for another time. The gold lead for OpTic still starts to get smaller and smaller. It's now only 1k. I still think their late game is just superior. I mean, ET, Terrorblade, Disruptor's very, very good this game. If Disruptor could, and I say this, could, very lightly, because I don't think he ever would, being his PPD. If he got an Axe, it would be amazing, but I mean, he's nowhere close to that. But
I mean, that's really where Animal Planet look to win these fights, is with their BKBs, and if you can disable those, yeah. Feels like they're going to maybe hit one last peak when Ritsu gets his BKB. I mean, he hasn't got it queued up yet, but it feels like that BKB is where something, the 10-second BKB against a lineup that doesn't deal well. ET, Disruptor, Clockwork, not heroes that are geared towards countering them, so maybe then they can take a big fight, but as this game drags, yeah, like you say, can you outscale a TB Shadow Fiend? Probably not.
Mm-hmm. Now, they did smoke under a ward. I didn't see any pings, but it looks like Animal Planet know what's going on. And actually the dire scan up there, trying to see if anyone was hiding in the trees or anything like that, but nope. They're on the other side of the map and split pushing as they should be. So nicely dodged there from Animal Planet with that nice vision in the mid. But this is probably just going to be a tier 2 push up top, maybe split that for a tier 1 bottom. I don't know how low. It's actually not quite low. So probably a free tower here for OpTic.
Let's see. No defense, like you say. AC complete on SF. Skadi complete on Terrorblade. They've got Metamorph, and even without an Aegis, it looks like they are intent to push or at least force TPs back. One of the high ground go both carries, and with Skadi plus AC, these heroes are very tanky and push incredibly fast. Glimpse away. Puck gets pushed back, it looks like, and tier 3 tower is claimed. Again, we see this very safe play. Take the tier 3, then immediately go for the shrines. No messing around, risking a high ground push going for a Rax.
Yeah, that was just... They were calling their bluff. Like, Moon was nowhere near that fight, and his TP was on cooldown, so he was literally walking across the entire map trying to get there in time. He blinks over, snatches a haste rune. But yeah, able to get a free tower, and I like this pickup of the AC over Butterfly on SF. I think it's much stronger. The TA is a hero that naturally builds towards an MKB anyway, and actually he's going for the Bloodthorn, so that would be strong. If TB decides to go for a Butterfly, it's like you kill 2 birds with 1 stone if you went for Butterfly on SF, so I think this is a much stronger pickup.
Yeah. Does feel like the majority of the damage is going to be this single target right-click physical damage, Venge and TA, as it goes late. I mean, yeah, Sand King Puck, there's some magic damage there, but it's not like we're seeing this mid-Puck with Dagon 5 or anything like that, or a Sand King with a ton of items and farm, so that kind of magic damage will fall off, and you've got a BKB for it, so it's kind of hedging his bets here where he's got answers for both the physical and the magic damage. Next Roshan has respawned, so we'll see OpTic Gaming, kind of the ones with the superior position here, taking out the Shrine, one aggressive ward in the top lane, but at the same time, OpTic Gaming have to be wary that there's no chance that Animal Planet want to let this one go. They go in, look at the swap on CCNC, he immediately just BKB Requiems. Defensively kind of used here. Now they could try and fight or force Roche, knowing that SF does not have BKB, and Ritsu using the wave to lower the armor, but it doesn't seem like they're confident in their ability to take Roshan, even with the SF's BKB on cooldown.
Yeah. The only thing that they don't have going for them is they don't have Coil on Puck, but outside of that, they have everything else. They have BKBs ready, or I should say BKB ready on TA. Glimpse coming out, maybe forcing a BKB. Oh, he has the refraction up, so he can blink out afterwards. Yep. Very, very close, though. He actually only had, I think, like 2 more charges on that, so playing with fire there just a little bit.
Perhaps the other biggie reason you can't Roche, ET, one of the best kind of heroes to scout Roche and stop people from killing Roche. You get stomped under Roche and it is not fun at all.
Yep, it's like a mini Naga sleep.
As for the two teams, constant scouting of the Roshan pit, Rocket Flare for OpTic, traps for Animal Planet. Both teams with good ways to see this one, as well as, of course, the Spirit, which does see them going into the pit. I think this was in response to Shadow Fiend revealing himself in the bottom lane. Immediately, CCNC tries to run his way back towards the pit. Can he even get here in time? It's going to be close with the Elder Titan Stomp. They should have enough time, and going to hit one. It's Ritsu. Has got a 4-star to escape. Nice call on the backlines. Catches out 2. Tiego's charging in. Wants PPD. PPD still on the high ground, fairly healthy, but with the Epicenter Burst coming in, AUI maybe able to finish him off. Just throws a Static Storm, trying to get it out before he dies here. They will probably lose the Sanking here. CCNC's BKB being used to focus down Brile. AUI goes down there, picking up Brile. The Scotty Slow is going to be enough, and Terrorblade cleaning up here. Pyke gets himself a double. This should be enough to get them inside the Roshan pit. TA immediately buys back, wants to defend against this one. Does not have a Shrine, though. Can't really get back quickly. Perhaps OpTic not recognizing that because they backed out of the Roshan pit despite Roche being very, very low there.
Yeah, Moon's being very pesky on this puck, and because these heroes are so low, he has the potential to threaten them with some kind of solo kill on each one of them. The only one that's really healthy is this Terrorblade, and his Metamorphosis is coming out in about 5 or 6 seconds.
That feels pretty good for Animal Planet. I mean, the TA buyback in that fight as a whole was not the win they were hoping for, but the position they're going to find themselves in 10 seconds is they've got their entire team alive, and there's no Metamorphosis. I say their whole team alive. Ritsu almost dies to an illusion and a rocket flare, and possibly Roche will go down before Sanking respawns.
Now it feels real bad.
Yeah.
So now you just use that TA buyback for nothing, and if she dies, could potentially be the game. So that's also cheese now for the Shadow Fiend. He's ferried out some healing salves as well, but can use that cheese. Oh, well,
first time Pyke. Yeah, he's got Sunder as well. They're not even going to kill him once, it looks like here. Possibly with the BKB TA going in, but the Raccoon comes out and negates her damage. That's a dieback. Oh no, Venge also dead as well. GG's is going to be called. OpTic Gaming have done it. They took the bigger of the 2 best of 3s between these 2 squads today, and it is a very fun 6 games these 2 teams have just played.
That's the mastermind PPD, man. He gave up the first series and first game of the second series just so that they would let their guard down. He could take the more important, arguably major series. So shout out to whoever in chat called that out. Nah, that's not really what happened.
PPD is the kind of guy, he doesn't want to lose any game or series. He'd much rather have walked away with the 2 best of 3 wins, but he'll take what he can get here and be happier that this is the series they won, I imagine, being the major. So definitely promising stuff from Animal Planet. These guys look good. I mean, this is their first couple days of games. I don't know how much they've been scrimming, but a team that was just announced less than a week ago, already with some upsets against some of the top competition, OpTic, VG Gaming. So definitely looking very promising, and we're constantly seeing this like level of depth in the NA scene. They haven't really had the results on LAN. You know, people joke NA Dota not really delivering on LAN and all that, but the qualifiers are very competitive.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's cool to see another team in the mix that can contest. It's, like, again, every single game this today I've watched between these 2 teams has been close. It's like it could have gone either way. No one really got severely. Well, I'd say only one game there's like a huge outdraft, and that was the Wraith King game. But other than that, I was very close all around. Nice games.
All right, well, thanks for joining me, Trout. It's been good times. There were some technical issues. I do apologize to all the viewers out there. Hopefully things were at least fixed and improved a bit for this last game, but for future casts there will be a different setup to make things smoother for you guys. But thanks for joining me. People can follow you on Twitter at TroutDota, I believe.
Yeah, that's right, and thanks for having me.
No problem. Well, guys, that wraps it up for today. There's going to be more qualifiers for PGL, for Starlighter, for all these different tournaments going on now, so check out all the different Twitch streams. We'll see you guys later for more Dota 2 action.